number 21, Jack Nevett. And pitching today for the Warriors is number 30, Jason Davis. The Santa Ana Dons earned the number 6 seed in SoCal with a record of 28, 11, and 1 overall, while finishing in a tie for second place in the Orange Empire Conference standings after going 12.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Don Sneddon Field, the host for this weekend's three-game series between the Warriors of El Camino College and the Dons from Santa Ana College. I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. It's the first round of the 3C2A Southern California Regional Playoffs here on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with the Santa Ana College Athletic YouTube channel. Both these teams earned the right to be here in pursuit of the 3C2A State Championship. Only 24 teams remain here in the Southern California region. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the two teams playing here this weekend while they do starting lineups down on the field. In the dugout to my left is the visiting Warriors of El Camino College. They earned the number 19 seed this season after finishing 21-19 overall, 12-12 in the South Coast Conference, which was good enough for 5th place. They were the final team to get into the postseason from the SEC. The Warriors are led by first-year head coach Grant Palmer, who was an assistant at El Camino from 2017 to 2022. He spent last year, the 2023 season, with Loyola Marymount University before taking the head position last August. And in the home dugout on the first base side is the Dons of Santa Ana College. The Dons are coming off a 3C2A state championship and finished with a dominant 28-11-1 overall record. They finished tied for second with a 12-9 record in the Orange Empire Conference, the toughest conference in the state of California. However, despite the pedigree, the Dons were awarded only the number 6 seed after being the number 1 ranked team in the state for much of the season in the polls. So I'm sure that's something that is maybe in their minds just a little bit of disrespect. Again, it's the first round of the 3C2A Southern California Regionals here. Dons hosting the Warriors of El Camino College. Again, thanks for tuning in to the broadcast wherever you may be tuning in from. I'm Noah Alvarez. These two teams played during the regular season back on February 17th, and that game took place at El Camino College. The Dons, of course, came out victorious by a score of 6-1. The Dons were incredibly hot to begin the season in the month of February, and it trailed into the month of March as well. But in that dominant 6-1 victory, the Warriors were only able to manage 3 hits. The Dons pitching staff was really the most noteworthy group for the Santa Ana Dons in that victory. Jackson Andile started on the mound for the Dons. He didn't give up a hit. However, he did give up 4 walks and only 1 earned run, the only earned run of the game, while striking out 8 batters. Joey Iglesias was the first man to come in relief, and he pitched 3 solid innings. He gave up 2 hits, struck out 4 batters, and only allowed 1 walk. And then it was Haas Fregoso who pitched the final 9th inning, allowing only 1 hit, and then struck out the side. Again, that was in the bottom of the 9th. The Dons went to El Camino on February 17th. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Back here at Don Sneddon Field, just about ready for first pitch. We're still about 5 minutes, so we'll go ahead and continue to talk and introduce you guys to both teams playing here today. Again, it's the number 6 seed Dons hosting the number 19 seed El Camino Warriors. Both these teams in the Southern California region. Dons finished tied for second in the Orange Empire Conference and earned the number 6 seed. They're the reigning 3C 2A state champions, and until they lose that title, we can continue to refer to them as that, the reigning 3C 2A state champions. The Warriors of El Camino College finished 5th in the South Coast Conference, a conference that contained a few of the top teams in the Southern California region, including the number 1 seed, the Cerritos Falcons. They earned the number 1 seed after going 32-8 and only losing 3 games in the South Coast Conference. It also features Long Beach City College, Mount SAC, as well as, I believe, Pasadena City were the 5 teams that made it from the South Coast Conference. Again, both teams almost ready to play. The Dons on defense, standing over there by first place while the balls are exchanged to the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire for today's game, Stephen Wanamaker. At first base will be Stuart Kohler, and at third base will be Tim O'Day. Again, both these teams played this season in the regular season. Dons came out victorious by a score of 6-1. They also played last year in the year 2023. Dons defeated the Warriors 4-2. And if you look at Tom Nils' career, he's a perfect 3-0 against El Camino College lifetime. He's only played this team 3 times. Obviously, back in 2015, it was a different coach at the helm. Grant Palmer is a first-year head coach. He's on the left side of your screen, talking with the home plate umpires and head coach Tom Nils, who's in his 9th year with the program. Tom Nils led the team on a miraculous run last May, in which they went on to capture the 3C 2A state championship. El Camino had a strong season last year. They won the South Coast Conference, however, were only awarded the number 11 seed. They went on to defeat the Eagles of Mount San Jacinto College in the opening round of the playoffs last year. They then traveled to Saddleback College for the Super Regionals. They defeated Glendale College in game number 1, however, in game number 3 and 4, they fell to Saddleback College, and Saddleback advanced to the regional finals last year. So they fell at the hands last postseason to another Orange Empire Conference team that was Saddleback College, the Bobcats. El Camino looking to right the ship. It's first-year head coach Grant Palmer. He was an assistant coach from 2017 to 2022. Spent last year as an assistant coach at LMU. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting pitchers for today, and we'll get you the starting lineups in just a second as well. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. On the mound for the Dons, it's big number 45, Jackson Andeal. He has a record of 6-2 on the season, has started 13 games for the Dons, has pitched 66 innings, has only allowed 31 hits, 30 runs, 26 of which have been earned, 46 walks, and 67 strikeouts, again, in 66 innings. He has a batting average against of 142, so he's one of the more unhittable pitchers here in the 3C2A, an ERA of 3.55, and he'll be going against Jason Davis on the mound for El Camino College. He'll be wearing number 30. We'll see him in the bottom of the first. He has a record of 5-4 and has started 13 games for the El Camino Warriors this season. And 86 2/3 of innings pitched. He's given up 81 hits, 44 runs, 39 of which have been earned, 32 walks, along with 80 strikeouts. Batters are hitting .245 against him on the season, and he has an ERA of 4.05. We'll get to see the lineup for the visiting Warriors first, so let's go ahead and introduce you to that. Batting first and playing left field will be Ryan Matsukawa. Batting second and playing shortstop will be Connor Mydroth. Batting third and playing third will be Lucas Bonham. In the 4 spot, playing second base will be Christian Miranda. Playing first base and batting in the 5th spot is Joey Rupogel. Batting 6th and playing right field is Matt Hammond. Doing the catching for the Warriors today and batting in the 7th spot is Eric Perez. Batting 8th is Angel Gonzalez. He'll be the DH in today's match against the Dons. And batting 9th, playing center field for the Warriors, is Jack Namick. We'll go ahead and get you the starting defense for the host Santa Ana Dons. Again, led by 9th-year head coach Tom Nils. It's Jackson Andeal on the mound wearing big number 45. A sophomore from Orange Lutheran High School. Earned first team all-conference honors. That was just announced a couple days ago. Behind the plate is number 18, Connor Deach, a sophomore from Mission Viejo High School. At third base, it'll be number 10, Matthew Dobson. At short is the freshman Christian Altamirano. At second, it's Thomas Williams, the sophomore from Ocean View. At first base, it's Mikey Rocha. In left field, Jake Long. Center field, Jimmy Leanda. And right field, Carson Case. So that's the defense for your Santa Ana Dons, and we're just about ready for first pitch. It's a first pitch strike in there to Ryan Matsukawa. Jackson Andeal, a very dangerous pitcher to both lefties and righties. We'll see a two-seam fastball. This one's in the zone. Squeezes out of Deach's glove, however, but still ruled a strike. Again, thanks for tuning in to Playoff Baseball here on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Here's another two-seam fastball you see from Jackson Andeal. He has a two-seam that has a lot of tail, so you can run it into the lefties and also run it away from the right-handed hitters. You also see a sharp slider from Jackson Andeal. Here's the 0-2. This one was a little bit outside, and it's a soft chopper over to Andeal, who tosses it underhand to first base, Mikey Rocha, for out number 1. So an easy ground out right back to the pitcher for out number 1. Matsukawa is retired, and that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Connor Mydroth. Connor Mydroth leads the team in plenty of different categories. He started 35 games now for the Warriors this season. Leads the team in batting average, hitting .379. He was awarded second team all-conference honors in the South Coast Conference as he watches a pitch sail above his head. 1-0 the count. This one not in the zone according to home plate umpire Stephen Wanamaker. So 2-0 the count. Mydroth also leads the team with 5 home runs and 32 RBIs on the season. That one apparently misses as well, so it's a 3-0 count quickly to the shortstop. He's worked 29 walks on the season, also leads the team in that category as well. This one catches the inner half, 3-1. Andeal is prone to the base on balls, has allowed 46 in 66 innings of work. A talented left-handed pitcher committed to the University of California, Irvine. Here's a two-seam fastball that catches the outer half or thereabouts. So now it's a full count pitch coming up for Andeal and the shortstop Connor Mydroth. This one, two-seamer that catches the inner half. It's strike 3 looking. So Connor Mydroth was up 3-0. However, Jackson Andeal was able to work from behind and strike out the shortstop for out number 2. Now it'll be the third baseman, Lucas Bonham, wearing number 14, batting from the right side. This one catches the inner half. It's strike 1. Jackson Andeal wasting no time. We saw this in the final start of the regular season, too, for the Dons as they took on the Fullerton Hornets. Andeal had one of his better outings as this one's hit on the ground to Dobson over there at third. High throw that sends Rocha jumping. He's not going to be able to make a leap and catch that one. Staying at first is Bonham. And so E5, that allows Bonham to reach first. Costly error there by the sophomore third baseman. And that'll bring up the number 4 hitter, Christian Miranda. So it won't go down as a hit. It's an E5. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up the left-handed hitting second baseman, Christian Miranda. Wearing number 5. Hit .247 in 24 starts for the Warriors. Here's a two-seamer. Caught a lot of the plate, however, ruled the ball. 1-0 the count, says home plate umpire Stephen Wanamaker. Good sized crowd filing in here at Don Sneddon Field, named after the legendary head coach. This one chopped foul to the left side. Don Sneddon took over the program in 1981 and was the head coach of the Santa Ana Dons till 2014. Still holds the record for most wins in the 3C2A, 1,072 wins for head coach Don Sneddon. There's a breaking ball. It's a slider on the inner half. And he has Christian Miranda in a 1-2 hole. El Camino, not a team that likes to run a lot. It's Lucas Bonham over there at first. He has 4 stolen bases on the season. As a team, they only have 25. Jackson Andiel is going to make a move over there to first. However, back in with the slide is Bonham. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Runner on first. Jackson Andiel, the lefty, pitches from the third base side of the rubber, facing the left-handed hitting second baseman Christian Miranda. Runner goes on the pitch. This one's a slider. Chopped to the right side. Williams gets it on the high hop. Jackson Andiel was covering, and he's not going to get there in time. Andiel can't believe the call. It's first base umpire Stuart Kohler who ruled him safe. That one was hit over the head of Mikey Rocha, who was going back on it. He wasn't going to be able to get back to first base. Jackson Andiel had the awareness to run over to first. They're going to rule that a hit. So it's an infield single on the high chopper by Christian Miranda. And moving over to third on that is Lucas Bonham. So not the most ideal start for the Dons. However, we've seen Jackson Andiel through the course of the season work out of some tight jams. Let's see if he could do so here. First and third with 2 outs, an error, and a questionable call at first extends the inning. Here's a 2-seam fastball that runs away from the right-handed hitting first baseman Joey Rupogel. 1-0 the count. El Camino looking to strike here first. The away team playing on the road, coming from the city of Torrance. This one also runs away. 2-0 the count to the first baseman. Rupogel hitting .289 on the season, has started 40 games. Started all but 1 game for the El Camino Warriors. Has 27 RBIs, tied for second on the team. This one catches the outer half. 2-1. Runner on third is Lucas Bonham. Runner on first is Christian Miranda, the second baseman. Here's the 2-1 from Andiel. This one runs outside. And it's now a 3-1 count. On deck is the right fielder, Matt Hammond. Jackson Andiel on the mound, comes set. This one also tails a little bit too much outside. It's the first walk he's issued that allow first baseman Joey Rupogel to go to first. Christian Miranda will move to second, and staying put at third is Lucas Bonham. So bases are now loaded, but it's a favorable matchup here for Jackson Andiel, as he'll take on the right fielder Matt Hammond, who hits from the left side. Lefty on lefty matchup here for Jackson Andiel. This first pitch is in, ooh, a little below the knees. And now it looks like the pitching coach for Santa Ana College, George Colejo, excuse me. We'll go ahead and take a stroll to the mound. It's a 1-0 count to the right fielder, wearing number 25 today. Matt Hammond is a freshman, 6'5", from Redondo Union High School. If you look up and down this roster, a lot of players from Redondo Union, South Torrance High School, El Segundo, Miracosta. A lot of the talent right there in the city of Torrance or in that area. So mound visit is over with the pitching coach. Jackson Andiel has run himself into a little bit of trouble, but he hasn't been helped by the home plate umpire. Wasn't helped by his defense either. It was a grounder to third base, and Dobson sent a high throw over Rocha's head. Bases are loaded, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here though in the top of the first. This one runs in. Grounded softly over to right side, and Mikey Rocha is going to tap on the bag himself for the third and final out. So the Warriors load the bases, however, are unable to capitalize. We turn it over to the bottom of the first, and it's the first time we'll see the Santa Ana Dons. Well, let's go ahead and introduce you to the lineup for Santa Ana College. Again, I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to 3C2A playoff baseball here at Don Sneddon Field. Batting first and playing second for the Dons is Thomas Williams, a sophomore from Ocean View High School. In the 2 spot is the right fielder Carson Case, who hits from the left side. Batting third and playing center field will be Jimmy Leanda. Batting fourth and playing first, who you just saw record the final out, is Mikey Rocha. Batting fifth is the sophomore third baseman Matthew Dobson. Doing the DHing duties today is Keon Sanchez. He'll be in the 6th spot. Jake Long will be batting 7th and playing left field. Connor Deach, who you saw behind the plate, will be batting 8th. And rounding off the lineup for the Dons, it's Christian Altamirano, the freshman shortstop from Brea Olinda High School. On the mound, you see warming up, number 30, Jason Davis. Davis has started 13 games thus far for the Warriors on the season. He does have 2 complete games and 1 shutout under his belt. Leads the team with 86 2/3 innings pitched. Has allowed 81 hits, 44 runs, 39 earned runs. 32 walks have been issued. And he has 80 strikeouts under his belt. He leads the team in that category. He has an ERA of 4.05 and a record of 5-4 on the season. Jason Davis didn't get to pitch against the Dons in their matchup earlier this season. They went with A.J. Heastan. Heastan was given the loss after going 5 innings and giving up 3 runs, all of which were earned in the 6-1 loss back on February 17th. Again, that was back in the regular season. Things mean a little bit more here in this matchup. A trip to the Super Regionals on the line. Both these teams here on the right side, the bottom right side of the bracket. A bracket that also features the number 3 seed Golden West Rustlers as they take on the number 22 seed San Diego City College, while 10 seed Santa Barbara City takes on 15 seed Mount San Jacinto. So obviously we'll get you some scores around the 3C2A later on in the broadcast, as this first pitch from Jason Davis is a 2-seamer. Had a lot of tail, and it tails away from Thomas Williams for ball 1. Williams is a sophomore switch hitter from Ocean View High School. This one hit foul back into the fencing. 1-1 the count. Davis is a third-year sophomore, standing at 6'5", from South Torrance High School. The big right-hander, pitching from the first base side of the rubber. This one in the dirt. It's a 2-1 count to the second baseman. Williams played a lot of shortstop for the Dons last season. However, due to an injury right about the beginning of conference play, he was held out for the remainder of the season. And the current first baseman, Mikey Rocha, served as the team's shortstop for much of the latter half. This one's hit on the ground to the right side. Candy hop for the second baseman as he delivers it over to first in time for out number 1. But Thomas Williams wasn't able to play the latter half of the season or any bit of the postseason. He was a part of the team, however, didn't get to play key innings or get some reps in the postseason run that the Dons went on last year. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Carson Case. He also hits this one on the right side. A little bit trouble over there for the first baseman, Rupolgel, but he's able to gather it in time and toss it over to Davis, who is covering. 3-1 on the putout for out number 2. First pitch swinging there was Carson Case, and now there'll be 2 quick outs in the inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jimmy Leanda. It was announced a couple days ago that he was a part of the first team All-Orange Empire Conference. We talked about on the last regular season game that Leanda had a good case to be the MVP of the conference this season, or at least be the co-MVP. They decided to give it to Tanner Schmidt, the first baseman for Fullerton, and one of the outfielders for Golden West that I'm drawing a blank on. This one runs above the letters for the Anda. 2-0 the count quickly to the center fielder. The Anda hitting .368. Has hit safely in 6 of the last 8 games of the season. This one hit hard but foul down the left side. Runs into the tarp over there. And it moves the count now to 2-1. Started all 40 games for the Dons this season. Very durable player. Leads the team in a lot of categories. Home runs with 6, 41 RBIs, 60 hits. Second on the team with 10 doubles. And leads the team with 5 triples. This one, a high chopper over to third. Bonham has to patiently wait for it. Deonda has good speed, but it's a good throw over to first in time for out number 3. So the Dons are retired in order at the bottom of the first. Things are still scoreless as we head over to the top of the second. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back with the top of the second after this quick commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here at Don Sneddon Field for the top of the second. Jackson and Duel will face 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for the El Camino Warriors. The Warriors the number 19 seed, the Dons the number 6 seed. I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The reigning champs got off to a slow start this season. Started off in the first 3 games going 1-1-1. Split a 2-game series with San Diego Mesa. However, after that tie to Oxnard College back on January 30th, the Dons went on a 13-game winning streak. Extremely hot during the month of February, in which they knocked off a lot of top teams like LA Valley, who's the number 2 seed. They defeated them 10-1. They defeated Cerritos 21-8. They're the number 1 seed in this Southern California regional playoffs. Their next loss came at the end of February, February 29th, the last day of the month, to Glendale College, but they took 2 of 3. Then they began conference play, took 2 out of 3 out of Cypress, swept Irvine Valley, and took 2 out of 3 from Golden West before they had a break in conference action. Here's the number 7 hitter doing the catching today. It's Eric Perez as he lines this one foul right back to the fence. 0-1 the count to the catcher. They took on Long Beach City College during their spring break. A 2-game series, a home and home, or I guess a home and away. And defeated Long Beach City College in both those games. Put up 25 runs combined in both those games. A team that's in the South Coast Conference along with El Camino College. This one a 2-seamer on the inner half that Eric Perez couldn't catch up to, and so it's now a 1-2 count to the catcher. Here's the 1-2. This one's hit hard but foul down the left field line as it clinks off the fence. Good contact there by the catcher wearing number 19. Sophomore from Culver City High School. Center fielder Jimmy Leanda shaded about 10 steps over towards right center. This one, a power fastball on the inner half, and Deal's bringing the juice here in the top of the second. His second strikeout of the outing, and that's out number 1. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Angel Gonzalez, wearing number 40 today, however, wearing number 3 for much of the season. Doing the DH duties today as his first pitch misses way wide. 1-0 the count to the sophomore from Torrance High School. This one catches the inner half. It's a 1-1 count. After their 2 games against Long Beach City College, the Dons returned back to Orange Empire Conference play. Lost 2 out of 3 to Saddleback, and that was the beginning of a little skid, you can call it, that the Dons went on. I'm sure that's how they would tell you. As they went on to lose 2 of 3 to the Riverside City Tigers, then lost 2 of 3 to Orange Coast College. However, in the final conference series of the season, this one hit up the middle. Christian Altamirano gloves it, makes a strong throw over to first in time for out number 2. But in the final conference series of the regular season, the Dons took 2 out of 3 from Fullerton. That allowed them to finish tied for second with Saddleback College. And that put them at a number 6 seed for the playoffs this year. They were a number 4 seed last year after finishing tied for in third place in the OEC. This first pitch misses low to the number 9 hitter, Jack Namick, playing center field today. This one misses in. No, it actually clipped Namick, the center fielder. So home plate umpire actually said it didn't hit him. Wanamaker waves him back into the batter's box. 1-1 the count now to the center fielder as he tosses bat and has to go pick it up. Wearing number 21 today. He's a freshman from Miracosta High School. Misses the zone. 2-1 the count. We're already seeing a tight zone here by Stephen Wanamaker. 3-0 the count. This one catches the inner half. 3 balls, 1 strike to the center fielder Jack Namick. On deck is the leadoff hitter Ryan Matsukawa. Good spot, however, it's not ruled a strike, and so it's the second walk issued by Jackson Andeal. Runner on first is Jack Namick. And that'll bring off the leadoff hitter, the left fielder, Ryan Matsukawa. Namick has good speed, not super aggressive on the base pass, has 3 stolen bases, a perfect 3 for 3 on the season. Here's a slider, first pitch in there for a strike. And deal comes set. Here's the 0-1, and it's quickly an 0-2 hole for the left fielder. Small lead over there at first by Namick. Here's the 0-2. This one's fouled off into the bullpen over there on the right side. We'll do it again, 0-2. On deck, Connor Mydra at the shortstop if the Warriors are able to keep the inning alive. And deal comes set. Power fastball, and he checks his swing. This one does get away from Deach. The catcher will have to throw on to first, but it's the second strikeout of the inning and the third strikeout of the outing thus far, as Andeal is wheeling and dealing early here in the game. So the Warriors do get a runner aboard at first. However, he's stranded at first after Andeal is able to strike out the leadoff hitter. Still a scoreless game as we head to the bottom of the second. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez. Let's go ahead and get you the bigger picture here for the 3C2A playoffs here in the Southern California region. The Cerritos Falcons were awarded the number 1 seed, and their head coach was actually the head coach of El Camino College last year. It's rare that you see a team jump from another team in the same conference and win the conference in back-to-back seasons, but that's what head coach Nate Fernley did, and he led the Falcons to a 32-8 record. Obviously, one of those losses came against Santa Ana College back on February 12th. But they earned the number 1 seed. Palomar, the Comets, earned the number 2 seed after finishing 30-9. The number 3 seed was awarded to Golden West College, the Rustlers, while the number 4 seed was awarded to the LA Valley Monarchs. Saddleback earned the 5 spot, while Santa Ana College was right behind them, earning the 6 seed. They're on different sides of the bracket. That bottom left side of the bracket has 4 Orange Empire Conference teams. This is a check swing by Rocha, hits off the leg, and it's going to be a foul ball. Good sized turnout for both fan bases here. El Camino coming from the city of Torrance, or that area. Not too far of a drive, but you got to battle the 405 for just a bit. Here's the 0-1 to the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. A favorable call for Jason Davis, and it's an 0-2 hole for Mikey Rocha. Here's the 0-2. This one hit on the ground to Bonham. Bonham makes a nice backhand play, and it's a throw in time over to first. Good, quick-like reactions over there by the third baseman, Bonham. So the first baseman grounds out to the third baseman for out number 1. It's an efficient outing thus far for Jason Davis. Has only used 11 pitches and has recorded 4 outs. That'll bring up the third baseman, Matthew Dobson. Breaking ball. Catches the outer half, and it's an 0-1 count. This one swung on and missed. A fastball on the outer half or in that area. It's quickly an 0-2 hole for the third baseman, Matthew Dobson. The sophomore played a lot of innings last year, played a lot of games for the Dons as a freshman. Breaking ball, it's a sharp one, but it misses down and away. Good eye there by Dobson. He came up big a few times in the postseason for the Dons as a freshman, especially in that first round against College of the Desert. This one's a slider hit into center field, and it's the first hit of the ball game for the Dons. A 1-out single for the third baseman. Really good patience there, as it was a breaking ball that was maybe just a tad bit out of the zone, but Dobson was able to poke it out into center. Not trying to do too much with it, just going the other way, allowing that pitch to travel deep. I'm going to bring up the DH, batting in the 6th spot today, Keon Sanchez, the freshman from Canyon Crest High School over in the San Diego area. This one, fastball, misses down and away, and a nice job back there by the catcher to keep that in front of him. It's Eric Perez behind the plate. Want to know the count to Keon Sanchez. Over at third, it's Lucas Bonham. At short, Connor Mydroth. Here's the 1-0 to Sanchez, catches the outer half. 1-1 the count. At second, it's Christian Miranda. First, Joey Rapogel. At left, it's Ryan Matsukawa. Jack Namick in center. And in right, it's Matt Hammond. Dobson, decent sized lead at first. Here's the 1-1. This one catches the bottom half of the zone. It's a 1-2 count to Keon Sanchez. Sanchez has been seeing the ball to end the season really well. Currently riding a 6-game hitting streak. 10 of 22 in those 6 games. Here's the 1-2. Just misses outside. Nice framework there by Eric Perez, but Wanamaker not going to give him the strike there. Sanchez, third on the team, hitting .348. Started 24 games for the Dons this regular season. Here's the 2-2, breaking ball that he was just able to make contact with, and sort of a half-hearted swing. Almost a front door slider there as he started it in. Was able to spin back over the plate on the inner half, and Keon Sanchez just kind of reacted and threw the bat out there. 2-2 the count once again. Dobson stays put over there at first as he has to dive back in. Long pause there by Jason Davis. Keon Sanchez wearing number 13, batting from the right side. Has a 2-2 count against Jason Davis, the starter. Another throw over to first, but Dobson in there, no problem. Dobson not a huge threat to run. Does have 7 stolen bases and 9 attempts, 7 of 9. This one hits Keon Sanchez in the helmet, and so he's awarded first base. It's a hit by pitch. He has a big smile on his face. It was a slider, so not a lot of velocity on that one. as he celebrates with his dugout. Over here on the right side, Dobson moves over to second. Santa Ana College is definitely at their best when they have a lot of spirit in the first base dugout. Play with a lot of energy. They're definitely not a quiet team. So no balls, no strikes, 1 out here for the left fielder, Jake Long. Hits from the left side, and he smacks this one into center field. Dobson's going to be waved around third. The throw from Namick going to be cut off. No, all the way in, but nonetheless, Dobson is going to score from second. So it's an RBI single, and the Dons quickly jump out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. First pitch swinging was a fastball in the outer half that Long had no problem sending right back up the middle. Namick, the center fielder, made a pretty decent throw, but it wasn't going to be in time to gun out the third baseman. That'll bring up the catcher, Connor Deach. Connor Deach in the final regular season game was on fire as he hits this one hard into left center field. The left fielder and center fielder are both going to go back on it. Namick's going to make this catch at the track. Keon Sanchez is going to tag up from second and go over to third. And that's a sacrifice fly, so it's a productive out nonetheless. A run doesn't score, but a runner does move 90 feet away from home plate. I was just about to say, Connor Deach went 3 for 3 in the final game against Fullerton. He also worked a walk, so he went and reached 4 times. On the season, Deach was hitting like 175 entering that game, but boosted his batting average all the way up to 214. There is 2 outs in the inning, but that brings up the freshman shortstop from Brea Linda High School. Candy hop over for the shortstop of El Camino as he flips it over to second for out number 3. So that ball was hit right up the middle. Kind of caught some speed as it went over the mound. And the shortstop, Mydroth, was able to flip it over to Miranda for out number 3. 6-4 on the putout. Thought that one was going to be able to squeeze into center field. However, the Dons do strike first and get 1 run in the bottom of the second. They did strand 2 more runners. Nonetheless, they lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. Top of the third when we come back. It'll be 2-3-4 due up for the visiting Warriors.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career. And become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here at Don Sneddon Field here on the campus of Santa Ana College. During one of the warm-up pitches, it clanked right off the fence and adjusted your camera feed, so we'll get on that as soon as we can. Can you get Sal? Can you get Sal? So 2-3-4 due up for the Warriors here of El Camino College in the top of the third. Jackson Andiel still on the mound. This fastball runs away from Deach, and it actually squirts out the glove. It's a 1-0 count to Connor Mydroth. Struck out looking in his first AB. This one's hit into the air. Connor Deach is going to have to flip around. Make the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd. So pop up to the catcher, P2 for out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd. Again, Dons just took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd off of Jake Long. Off a Jake Long single right up the middle. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Lucas Bonham. This one misses the zone again, apparently. It's a tight zone for Jackson and Deal. Want to know the count to the 3rd baseman, who reached on an error. It's saying like there's an error on the camera thing. I don't know if you have to plug it back in. Pairing stopped, it says. 1-1 count to Lucas Bonham. This one misses in the dirt. Slider from Jackson and Deal. The lefty has a slider and a 2-seamer in his arsenal, so he has pitches that run away and to both the left-handed hitters and the right-handed hitters. 2-1 the count. This one hit on the ground. It's a high chopper. Williams is going to have to charge it. Tosses it underhand to Rocha. Not an easy play to make, but the second baseman made it look simple. And that's out number 2. Thomas Williams was one of the all-conference infielders in the Orange Empire Conference on the first team. No balls, no strikes to the number 4 hitter, Christian Miranda. This one tails a little too high and maybe inside as well. It's a 1-0 count to the second baseman. He singled back in his first AB. It was a high chopper over to the right side and gave the infield for the Dons a little trouble. Here's another charge one that Williams is going to have to play rather aggressively, and he makes the throw in time. So one second baseman grounds out to the other for out number 3. We're going to go ahead and continue to work on the camera feed here at Don Sneddon, but we move to the bottom of the 3rd. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. And 6 national championships. Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California.
Back here at Don Sneddon Field, we're going to treat it like a radio broadcast as we continue to work on the camera feed. One of the warm-up pitches by Jackson and Deal clipped the fence and adjusted the camera just a little bit. But the first pitch from Jason Davis to Thomas Williams is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 3rd. This one misses down and away. 1-1 the count. Williams had a ground out to second base to lead off the bottom of the 1st. Here's the 1-1 count. This one tails outside. 2-1 the count. Jason Davis also has a very effective 2-seamer, just as you see Jackson and Deal, but this time it's from the righty side. Again, Jason Davis wearing number 30, pitching from the first base side of the rubber. This one's poked out into left field, had a lot of tail on it. The left fielder is able to handle, and it's a leadoff single for Thomas Williams. Just hit it the opposite way. That's what you teach when you're a hitting coach. Ball outside, take it the other way. Into left field he did. Williams is aboard first safely. Nobody out here. Jason Davis, the sophomore from South Torrance High School, will now face Carson Case, the right fielder. Off-speed pitch that is in there on the outer half for strike 1. Case grounded out to the first baseman back in his first AB. Williams, small lead over there at first. Does have good speed. This one fouled out of play to the left side. 0-2 the count now to the right fielder. Case on the season. Hit .301 in 36 starts for the Dons. Finished the year with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs to go along with 32 RBIs scored. Excuse me, 32 runs scored. Williams, small lead again over at first. Davis comes set, delivers. This is a hard hit ball over to the right side. It's going to fall fair. Now Williams is going to round second ahead to third. Case going to stay put at second. So now there's runners on second and third. It's a single followed by a double. And the Dons have 2 runners in scoring position. Good piece of hitting there. It was an off-speed pitch on the inner half. Carson Case had no trouble taking it down the right field line. I thought that might have fallen foul. However, it stayed fair. It's a double for the right fielder. 5th double of the season for Carson Case, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Jimmy Leanda, who was just awarded first team All-Orange Empire Conference honors earlier in the week. He grounds it out to third to end the bottom of the first. Breaking ball that he checks his swing. They don't appeal it down, so it's rule a ball. Jimmy Leanda, the guy you want up if you're the Santa Ana Dons. He leads the team with 41 RBIs on the season. This one also in the dirt. Nice work there by Perez to keep it in front of him, and so Williams will stay put at third. 2-0 in the count to a very dangerous hitter, and it's a high potential that El Camino is going to work rather carefully around Jimmy Leanda. Mikey Rocha on deck. This one runs in and hits Jimmy Leanda, so he's awarded first base, and the bases will be loaded. Nobody out. So now there will be a mound visit as the pitching coach for El Camino will take a stroll and to talk to Jason Davis. Bases are loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dons lead 1-0 here. They push that run across in the bottom of the 2nd. First round of the 3C2A Southern Regional Playoffs, Southern California Regional Playoffs. Mound visit with just the catcher and the pitcher. Again, defense for the El Camino Warriors as they now walk back to their positions. Eric Perez behind the plate. Lucas Bonham at third. At short, Connor Meideroff. Christian Miranda at second. And Joey Rapogel at first. Mikey Rocha now steps into the batter's box. And awaits the first pitch from Jason Davis. This one hit hard right over the shortstop, and so that'll go into left center field. 1 run's going to score. A second one is being waved on in. And 2 runs will score on an RBI single for Mikey Rocha. So bases were loaded, and that's just the guy you want up. That's why he bats cleanup. Now Rocha has 37 RBIs on the season after that RBI single here in the bottom of the 3rd. Williams came around to score as well as Case. 3-0 is the score. That'll bring up Matthew Dobson, the 3rd baseman. Fouls this one back hard into the wood back here on the backstop. 0-1 the count. Dobson, a very dangerous hitter. 2nd on the team with 5 home runs. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Nobody out, and this one catches the bottom half of the zone. 0-2 the count to the 3rd baseman. Again, an inning that started with a leadoff single by Thomas Williams. Case followed with a double. Leanda was hit by a pitch, and Rocha was able to drive in 2 of those runners in with a RBI single. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It misses outside. 1-2. Davis really laboring through this inning. Only needed 18 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. However, at pitch number 37, So has used over 18 pitches now here alone in the third. This one runs in. It's a 2-2 count. Shout out to Cammy, Sal, and Maya for helping get the camera feed back up before you guys here on the YouTube channel. This one hit high into the air, but the right fielder is going to be able to camp under it. Should be deep enough for the Deonda to tag. He takes off. Here's the throw. Strong throw, but it's cut off by the first baseman, Rupogel. And so another run scores. It's now a 4-0 game for the Dons here. A sac fly RBI for Matthew Dobson. It's the first out of the inning. First pitch to Keon Sanchez, and it looks like the Dons are seeing the ball really well here. A lot of swings early in the ABs, meaning they're jumping on the fastball by Jason Davis. Something's going to change. Don't hear any activity in the bullpen, but of course we're right behind home plate, so we can't see the bullpen. We just got to go off of sound. Haven't heard anybody warming up in the El Camino College bullpen just yet. This one also fouled back into the fencing, and it's an 0-2 hole for the DH, Keon Sanchez. He was hit by a pitch and got all the way to third back in the bottom of the second. Runner on first is Mikey Rocha. 3 runs have come across here in the bottom of the third. Dons lead 4-0. Again, shout out to Team Cammy for getting the camera feed back up. This one's poked, but not deep enough as Christian Miranda ranges back a few steps into the outfield grass for out number 2. Thought that one was going to get over. We saw, I believe it was Matthew Dobson in his first AB back in the bottom of the second, just kind of go the other way with the slider, send it right back up the middle. This one looked like it had the same trajectory, but not enough pop from that bat. And so it's out number 2, runner still on first, and that'll bring up Jake Long, who had an RBI single. Off-speed pitch catches the outer half. 0-1 the count. Won the count to the left-handed hitting left fielder, Jake Long. This one fouled out of play. Freshman wearing number 6 from Lucerna High School in an 0-2 hole. Jason Davis hoping to get out of this inning with just 4 runs across. On the season, Long hit .311 for the Dons, started 32 games. Runner goes. It looked like a delayed steal. The throw down to short, not going to be in time. It skips into center. But Rocha in aboard safely with a stolen base. So runner now in scoring position for the Dons, number 7 hitter. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, runner on second. 4 runs have come across now for the Dons, 3 in this half of the inning. This one tails outside. It was a fastball. There's some 2-seam action on it. Good discipline there by Jake Long. Has 19 RBIs on the season, looking for RBI number 20 if he's able to find the outfield grass and score Mikey Rocha. A slider in the dirt, another good take there by Long. And it's now a full count. Full count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. On deck is the catcher Connor Deach, who hit a ball hard into left center field for a loud out number 2 back in the bottom of the second. Here's the 3-2. This one runs in and nearly clips Long. Now Rocha's going to scoot over to third as it scooted away from Perez, the catcher. And so now there'll be runners on first and third after the walk. Next pitch will be number 50. We mentioned it earlier in the inning. Only needed 18 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. However, the Dons seeing the ball really well here in the bottom of the third, jumping on a lot of the fastballs that Jason Davis has delivered today. Catcher and infielders exchange the signs with the runners on first and third, and that'll bring up the catcher, Connor Deach. Breaking ball that misses down and away. Deach finished the regular season hitting .214 on the year. This one also misses in the dirt, 2-0 the count. The Dons used 3 different catchers for majority of the season. Deach did get the most starts behind the plate with 20. They also used a lot of Abel Castrojon, who started 15 games for the Dons. Isaac Fernandez was the third option and started 9 games for Santa Ana. So Deach, the sophomore from Mission Viejo, edging out the other 2 freshmen. 3-0 the count to the catcher. And as I mentioned, he finished the regular season very hot. Went 3 for 3 in the final game of the regular season against Fullerton College. Hit a sac fly that advanced the runner from second to third in his last AB. This one does catch the outer half, as Jason Davis will try and work back from a 3-0 hole. Runner on first is Jake Long, the left fielder, and runner at third is Mikey Rocha. Pickoff move back over to first, and Long is in there with the slide. Outfielders playing Deach straight away. 3-1 the count. This one's hit high into the air. Deach watches this one. Go, oh no, into the glove. Wow, got a little too excited on that one, as I thought that one was going over the fence. But good tracking there by the left fielder, Ryan Matsukawa, as he was able to glove that for a loud and far out number 3. It's probably the farthest you can hit that ball down the left field line. Looked like Matsukawa ran into the fence just a little bit too. Hard to tell from our angle way back here behind home plate. Nonetheless, the Dons do push 3 runs across and now have a 4-0 lead as we head to the top of the 4th. Again, shout out to Team Cammy, Maya, Sal, and Cammy Lewis for getting the camera feed back up on for you guys. Again, you're tuning into Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. We'll be back with 5, 6, 7 for the Warriors after this quick commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Top of the 4th here for the El Camino Warriors. They're in a 4-0 deficit. It'll be 5, 6, 7 due up in their lineup. First baseman Joey Rapoga will lead things off, followed by right fielder Matt Hammond. And Eric Perez, the catcher, will be batting third here in the inning, barring any substitutions. Jackson Andiel returns back onto the mound. Has only thrown 45 pitches through 33 innings of work. Has 4 strikeouts in the afternoon. 3 strikeouts in the afternoon to go along with 2 walks. Something to keep an eye on. Is prone to walking batters and allowing the free pass. This one spiked in the dirt on the inner half. And it's a 1-0 count to the first baseman. Good sized crowd here for both teams. It's the first round of the 3C2A playoffs in the Southern region. This one hits off the toe, and it's a hit by pitch. So the first baseman, Joey Rupogel, will reach aboard first safely to lead things off here in the top of the fourth. Deal has hit 5 now batters in the season, on the season. During this AB2, we'll check on some of the scores around the 3C2A. This one misses the bottom half. A tight zone for the lefty today, as he's now trailing 1-0 to the right fielder, Matt Hammond, who grounded out to first base in his first AB. 1-1 the count. Around the SoCal region, we have some scores as Cypress has an early 1-0 lead over LA Valley. Cypress, the lower seed, the 21 seed, taking on the 4 seed LA Valley Monarchs. Here's a 2-1 pitch that misses down in the zone, below the zone. It's now a 2-1 count. Lefty on lefty matchup. Here's the 2-1. It's an off-speed pitch that Hammond was way out in front of, and it's now a 2-2 count. Fullerton has a 5-0 lead over already Pasadena City College. That game is in the bottom of the third. Here's the 2-2. This one misses just below the knees. It's now a full count with the runner on first. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Eric Perez, the catcher, on deck. Jackson Andeal needs to deliver his best pitch here. Here's the 3-2. This one chopped foul, out of play to the right side. And we'll do it once more. Saddleback College has a 1-0 lead over Orange Coast. That game in the top of the fourth. Long Beach City College has a 4-2 lead over Southwestern in the top of the third. This one runs in, and it's over the glove of Mikey Rocha down the right field line. That could be trouble for the Dons, as now being held up at third is the first baseman, Rupogel, and Hammond has a double. So a hit by pitch followed by a double has runners, 2 runners in scoring position for the El Camino Warriors. Rocha, if he just was maybe 2 inches taller, probably gets a glove on that one and at least knocks it down and avoids it, or prevents it from going all the way to the fence. Carson Case had to go a long ways for that one. First baseman didn't have a lot of great speed, so Rupogel was held up at third. That'll bring the catcher, Eric Perez, up to the plate. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Big swing and a miss there. 2-seamer that tailed away from the right-handed hitter. 1-1 the count. This one hit on the ground. Dobson's not going to be able to get a glove on it. Now Hammond's going to be held up at third as Long throws this one into his cutoff. So the Warriors are able to respond after giving up 3 in the bottom of the third. They already have plated 1 run here in the top of the fourth. Hammond moves over to third. Perez aboard at first. Deach gives the signs to the infield in case the Warriors have a play on. And that'll bring up the DH today, Angel Gonzalez. Swings through the first pitch. It's a 0-1 count to the DH today. Grounded out to short in his first AB. This one fouled off out of play to the right side and in, I don't want to say splash territory, but I guess you could say crash territory. There's a street right behind the first base side, and a lot of foul balls go over that direction. And a lot of cars get hit, clunked by the foul balls. This one misses in the dirt. Deach working very hard back behind the plate and keeps this one in front of him. It was last postseason actually when I first started coming out here and recognized that pattern of fans thinking they got a great parking spot. Don't have to pay if you're parking in the Santa Ana College lot. However, you do pay a price if the ball does hit, as this is the front door two-seam fastball for out number 1. Jackson Andiel coming up with a big strikeout right there as Angel Gonzalez goes down looking. Runner still on first and third. There is one out now in the top of the 4th, so a ground ball could end the inning for the Dons defense. Now to bring up the center fielder, Jack Namick. Throw over to first. But Eric Perez back in with a slide. Namick on the season hit .208, started 39 games for the Warriors. This one catches the inner half. Here's the 0-1 to the center fielder note. It's going to come after a move over to first. Again, Perez over there at first. At third is the right fielder, Matt Hammond. One out in the inning. This one hit hard but foul, just past the third base coach. So it's quickly an 0-2 count to the number 9 hitter. On deck is Ryan Matsukawa. Connor Deach behind the plate. Dobson at third. Altamirano at short. Williams at second. Rocha holding the runner at first. So a big hole on the right side as the middle infielders are in double play depth. This one, backdoor slider misses wide. 1-2 the count. And Deal now has 4 strikeouts in the outing thus far. Has given up 3 hits through 3 1/3 innings of work. Dons still have a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 1-2 to Namick. Nope. Another throw over to first. So we'll have to wait the 1-2 pitch once again. The island shaded about 7 steps over towards right center. Expecting Namick to hit the ball the opposite way. This one fouled off to the right side towards the bathroom over here at Don Sneddon Field. Count remains at 1-2. Namick does have 13 RBIs on the season. Came up with 6 doubles for the El Camino Warriors. This one fouled back into the fence. So he's battling up there. It's one more time at 1-2. Had 17 hits and 130 ABs. It's his 40th start of the season for the El Camino Warriors. This one chopped foul to the left side, so not an easy out here for Jackson Andiel, really laboring to get the final and third strike here against Jack Namick. He has good speed, too, out of the batter's box, so it might be tough to double him off. Perez over there at first, Hammond over at third. This one fouled off into the air. Roach is going to give it a look. However, it tails over the fencing here and is out of play. Next pitch will be number 70 for Jackson Andiel. This one hit on the ground to Dobson at third. Dobson turns it over to Williams at second. Over to Rocha in time. A 5-4-3 double play to get out of the jam there. One run does come across for the Warriors. However, a huge inning is avoided as the Dons get that ground ball that they needed. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. When we come back, it'll be the bottom of the 4th. Dons lead 4-1. It'll be 9-1-6 due up for the Dons in the home half of the inning.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here at Dons Sneddon Field, bottom of the 4th inning. Dons lead 4-1. It's game number 1 of this 3-game series. First round of the 3C2A Southern California Regional Playoffs. It's a best of 3, so whoever gets to win number 2 first. Again, it's Friday, May 3rd. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Both games, if necessary, will be played tomorrow. Game number 2 starting at 11 a.m. It's a hard hit chopper over to Bonham at third. Nice easy throw for out number 1, and that's how things get started in the bottom of the 4th. The Dons last year opened up the postseason with a series against College of the Desert. Only needed 2 games. Defeated the Roadrunners in both those first 2 games. And advanced to the Super Regionals. As a number 4 seed, they got to host the Super Regionals. I featured both Santa Barbara City and Cypress College, an OEC opponent that they were very familiar with, as Williams ahead in the count 1-0. Jason Davis still on the mound for the Warriors. 4-1 is the score. This one misses in the dirt. For the Warriors last year, who earned an 11 seed, they took the first 2 games to Mount San Jacinto. Then advanced to the Super Regionals, in which the Saddleback Bobcats hosted. 3-0 count to Williams. However, after Glendale College was eliminated, the Warriors just ran out of pitching. Couldn't get the bats going as they fell to Saddleback, and they advanced to the regional finals. This one tails outside. An easy take there for Thomas Williams, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So a 1-out walk. Runner on first here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's a dangerous part of the order. Carson Case with Jimmy Leonda on deck and Mikey Rocha in the hole. This part of the lineup did some damage in the last half of the inning. And the bottom of the 3rd, they pushed across 30 runs. Case had a double down the line on the right field. Easy take for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the right fielder. Wearing number 5, a sophomore from Foothill High School. There's a few Foothill guys on this roster. This one misses outside, a breaking ball. Try to get Case with a backdoor slider. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Thomas Williams over at first, small lead. Stays put at first, and this one's fouled off to the left side. 2-1 the count. The Dons have more stolen bases than the Warriors, but not a team that likes to run a whole lot. Do have 44 stolen bases on the season. Williams has 6 of those, 6 of 10, so a 60% success rate while stealing bases. This one, an off-speed pitch, and a good call for that one by Davis, as Case was out on his front foot. 2-2 count to the right fielder. On deck is Jimmy Leanda. Williams, small lead over there at first. Jason Davis, long look in. Here's the 2-2, an off-speed pitch that tailed outside, and Carson Case was able to lay off that one. So full count. We'll see if the Dons decide to send the runner in motion. Only one out here at the bottom of the fourth. Dons lead 4-1. Here's the 3-2. Runner does go. It's a ball in the dirt. Throw down to second. Gonna be in time. So I strike him out, throw him out. Off-speed pitch in the dirt that Carson Case couldn't lay off of and caught stealing. Score that 2-6 for out number 3 is Thomas Williams. So the Dons do get a runner on with one out in the inning, however, are quickly erased by a strike him out, throw him out. We head to the top of the fifth. Dons still lead 4-1. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez. Again, it's the playoffs now here in the 3C2A. Let's get you some scores from around the 3C2A as both these teams in the bottom right bracket, if you were to look at it, printed version of it. That also features Golden West College. They're the highest seed remaining in this side of the bracket. The number 3 seed, they take on San Diego City College this weekend, while the number 10 seed, Santa Barbara City Vaqueros, take on the Eagles of Mount San Jacinto. So those are the 6 teams here on this quadrant of the bracket. We mentioned earlier that Cerritos earned the number 1 seed, Palomar the number 2, Golden West was the number 3, LA Valley was number 4, Saddleback and Santa Ana were 5, 6. In the 7th spot was Mount SAC, and the 8th spot was Long Beach City College, a team, both those teams from the South Coast Conference. Rounding things off in the top 10 were 9 seed Fullerton College and 10 seed Santa Barbara City College. The OEC, a lot of people say it's maybe the best conference. No, it's the best baseball conference. They sent 7 of 8 teams to the postseason, including Santa Ana College, Fullerton, Cypress, Orange Coast, Saddleback, along with Riverside City. Jackson and Deal back out to work the top of the 5th inning. This one, a high chopper, fouled off to the left side. That's Ryan Matsukawa. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Cypress still has a 1-0 lead over LA Valley in the top of the 5th. Fullerton now has a 6-0 lead over Pasadena City in the bottom of the 4th. This one tails outside past Deach for ball 1. Long Beach City College now leads 4-3. Game in the bottom of the 4th. Saddleback has a 1-0 lead. This one's hit high into the air. Could be trouble for Williams. Gonna make the catch right in front of his right fielder, Carson Case. Glad to see there was no collision there, and that's out number 1. Sophomore infielder calling off the freshman outfielder. And that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Connor Mydroth. Cerritos College, the top seed in the 3C2A Southern California region, has a 2-0 lead over College of the Desert in the bottom of the 5th. Slider misses outside, 1-0 the count to the shortstop. Glendale has a 6-0 lead over Cuesta College. Golden West has a 5-0 lead over San Diego City in the bottom of the 6th. And Riverside City College has a 5-3 lead over Chaffey College. That game in the top of the 4th. 2-0 the count. First 2 pitches were very wide. Easy takes there for Mydroth, the shortstop. This one misses, apparently. 3-0 the count to the shortstop. Struck out looking and then popped up at home plate in his last AB. 3-1 the count. Mydroth, the leading hitter in a lot of different categories, a sophomore who was also second team all-conference last year and earned second team all-conference honors this year. This one's hit right to Thomas Williams. He does have to jump up into the air, but it's an easy grab for out number 2. So hard line out to second base, right at the second baseman, and Mydroth is retired. 4-1 is the score here in the top of the 5th. Jackson and Deal looking for that third and final out here. That pitch right there was pitch number 77 of the afternoon. So pitching at a good pace for keeping tabs on pitch count. It's Lucas Bonham, who hits from the right side, and this one hits his front foot. So a slider that had a lot of movement. The second hit batter of the afternoon, the 6th of the season for Jackson and Deal. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Christian Miranda, the second baseman. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Singled, had an infield single back in the top of the 1st and grounded out to second back in the 3rd inning. Big lead over there at first. Runner doesn't go. This one's fouled off, I believe off his front foot. Christian Miranda looks like he's in a lot of pain. However, going to try and walk this one off. Where's that shin guard? However, I think that one clipped the tip of his toe. Can only wear so much protection as a batter off those foul ball ricochets, especially the ones off the dirt and that go straight down into the dirt. 0-1 the count, 2 outs to the second baseman, Christian Miranda, wearing number 5, hitting from the left side. A favorable lefty-on-lefty matchup for Jackson and Deal. This one on the bottom half, and it's a 0-2 count quickly to the second baseman. Bonham does have 4 stolen bases on the season. Decent lead at first, doesn't go, and it's a wave and miss. A slider down and away by Jackson and Deal. That's strikeout number 5 on the afternoon, and out number 3 of the inning. So the Warriors do get a runner over to first, but strand that runner. We turn things over to the bottom of the 5th. Dons lead 4-1. Thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Jason Davis back on the mound here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The visiting Warriors, who earned the number 19 seed here in the postseason, trailing 4-1 to the number 6 seeded Dons. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball, wherever you may be tuning in from, here at Don Sneddon Field. First pitch to Jimmy Leanda, the center fielder, is fouled off to the right side. 0-1 the count. Leanda 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Did reach last AB off a hit by pitch that hit his front shoulder. This breaking ball catches the inner half. A well-placed pitch there by Davis. And Leanda's quickly in an 0-2 hole. The Dons defeated the Warriors back in the regular season, February 17th, by a score of 6-1. Looking to repeat that success. This one's hit high up into the air, but not very far into left field. Left fielder Matsukawa made an impressive catch to end the 3rd inning. Camps under that one for a much easier catch for out number 1. That'll be the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. Rocha got to play a lot in the latter half. We mentioned Thomas Williams earlier. Started the season as the shortstop for the Dons defense. However, an injury right around the beginning of conference play allowed Rocha to start at short for the rest of the season and into the postseason. He and Dobson had a lot of key moments in the postseason as freshmen for the Dons in their postseason run. Almost a year ago a year ago to the weekend when they were taking on the Roadrunners from College of the Desert. This one's hit on the ground over to third. Bonham comes up with it cleanly on a backhand and makes it throw over to first in time for out number 2. But just to continue the thought, in game number 2, the Roadrunners and the Dons went into extra innings, and it was both Mikey Rocha and Matthew Dobson who homered in the top of the 10th. They were the road team in that game. In this best-of-3 series, they do award the visiting team one home game in game number 2. This one also hit to third. Bonham very busy out there. However, he makes a smooth throw ranging to his left for out number 3. Dons are retired in order, as they're not able to jump on Jason Davis here in the bottom of the 5th. They still lead 4-1. Again, thanks for tuning into Dons Baseball here on SportsNetUSA.net in conjunction with the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. The Warriors this season had a new coach and got off to a relatively slow start. They won 2 of 3 against Orange Coast College in their opening series of the year. However, lost the game to Citrus, took 2 games from Chaffee and Cypress, lost to Ventura, defeated College of the Desert, lost to Cypress in the second game of that 2-game series. Glendale College defeated them along with Santa Ana College, but then they got hot, the El Camino Warriors did, sweeping the ELAC Huskies in a best-of-3 series. Then went on to lose 3 straight to Compton College, went to lose 3 straight, extending their losing streak to 6 games against the Cerritos Falcons. They took 2 of 3 from Pasadena City, however lost 2 of 3 to Long Beach City. During their conference break, they traveled to the Allen Hancock Spring Baseball Classic, lost to Fresno City, however defeated Merced City's College, and Allen Hancock College. Then they took 2 of 3 from Rio Hondo, swept LA Harbor, took 2 games from Sierra College, and ended up the season losing 2 of 3 to Mount SAC. So they finished with a conference record of 12-12, really struggled against the top teams in the conference in both Cerritos and Long Beach City College. Compton was a team that didn't even finish in the postseason, and they struggled against, got swept by them as well. I'm going to bring up the first baseman here in the top of the 6th, Joey Rapogel, as he watches the first pitch in there for a strike. That was pitch number 81 for Jackson Andeal. We saw in his last start of the season against Fullerton, went well into the hundreds. Finished the game with 111 pitches, and this was a check swing, but it's ruled a strike by home plate umpire Stephen Wanamaker. 0-2 the count. Jackson Andeal, which we saw in that last start of the regular season, got stronger as the game went on. Here's the 0-2 from Andeal. This one misses in the dirt. 1-2 the count. 5, 6, 7 due up in this half of the inning. This was the same 3 that were due up in the top of the 4th, in which the Warriors did push a run across. Here's the 1-2. This one runs outside for a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Rapogel was actually hit by a pitch to lead off the inning, followed by a Hammond double. And then Eric Perez singled in a run. Rapogel came around to score on the Eric Perez single. This one hit hard right up the middle. Jackson Andeal had to get out of the way of that one, as that one has some serious steam on it. So leadoff single for Joey Rapogel. Here's some action warming up in the Santa Ana College bullpen over here to my right. That'll bring up the right fielder, Matt Hammond. This one catches the inner half. Hammond 1 for 2 with the double on the afternoon. Lefty on lefty matchup. Small lead over there at first by Rapogel. Ooh, tried to do the front door slider, however, didn't break just enough. It's a 1-1 count. Jackson Andeal, the sophomore from Orange Lutheran, working relatively quickly. Checks on the runner on first. Here's the pitch down over to Deach behind the plate, and it misses. 2-1. Andeal committed to the University of California, Irvine, will be an anteater next year. This one misses down in the dirt, and it's now a 3-1 count. Three and one the count to the right fielder. On deck is the catcher, Eric Perez. And Deal will have to work backwards here. 3-1 is in there for a strike, and now it's a full count. Pitch number 90 just thrown there by Jackson Andeal. He's a workhorse, threw the most innings for the Dons this season, with 66 entering today. So has 71 entering this inning. It's a walk. A walk, and not to the displeasure of the Dons fans here at Dons Net and Field. So advancing over to second is Joey Rapogel. Matt Hammond goes to first on the walk. Dobson now going to play in on the grass, maybe expecting Perez to drop down a bunt. Here's the first pitch to Andeal, or from Andeal. This one's fouled off, just out of the glove of Deach. It's an 0-1 count. Again, thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. It's a beautiful day for baseball here in the city of Santa Ana. Temperature at 76 degrees. This one tails outside. A 1-1 count to the catcher. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Hit a single back in the top of the third, excuse me, an RBI single. This one swung on and missed. It's now a 1-2 count to the catcher. Sophomore from Culver City High School, wearing number 19. El Camino in their gray uniforms with the blue stripe down the side. This one, a fastball that tailed outside, and Perez couldn't handle. That's out number 1 of the inning. The second strikeout of the afternoon of Eric Perez. Still runners on first and second for the Warriors, and that'll bring up Angel Gonzalez, another man who went down via the strikeout in his last AB. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. This one catches the outer half. I'm sure Tom Nils is hoping Andeal can finish this inning. This one's hit hard right up the middle. Altamirano makes a sliding grab over to second in time, and over to first is in time as well. A slow developing 6-4-3 double play to get Andeal and the Dons out of the inning. Incredible stop there by Christian Altamirano just to even get to that pitch. The Dons are able to prevent the Warriors from hopping on the scoreboard here in the top of the 6th. They lead 4-1. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. This team is in the bottom right side of the bracket here in the 3C2A Southern California Regional Playoffs. So let's go ahead and check in on those other two teams in this bottom right quadrant, as both Golden West and San Diego City College are playing at Golden West. That game is in the top of the 6th, and the Rustlers have a 5-0 lead over San Diego City. Santa Barbara and Mount San Jacinto are the other two teams in this side of the bracket. And Santa Barbara, the home team, has a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th over Mount San Jacinto. Looks like Jason Davis will return to the mound for the El Camino Warriors. When you look at his game log on the season, some of his better starts on the year came early on in the year. He had a outstanding outing against Glendale College. Went 8 innings, only allowed 1 run. It was an unearned run, but he was granted the loss because they lost to the Vaqueros 1-0. During conference play, he did have a complete game shutout against Rio Hondo. It came back on April 2nd. First pitch to Keon Sanchez is in there for a strike. Went 8 strong innings against LA Harbor as well as Sierra College, and his final start of the season was roughed up a little bit. The Warriors did win that game 18-9. This was a pulled foul. An 0-2 count for Keon Sanchez. In his last outing of the game, he went 7 innings, allowed 12 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which were earned. However, was still awarded with the win. You don't see a win with that kind of stat line too often. However, Jason Davis able to work with the run support that he got in that last start. This one's hit high into the air, but not going to leave the infield, as Mydroth camps under it for out number 1. Now to bring up the left fielder, Jake Long. Worked a walk in his last AB and had an RBI single in his first AB back in the bottom of the 2nd. So 1 for 1 on the afternoon. This one catches the zone. 0-1 the count. Long on the season. Finished the regular season with 32 starts, hit .311 for the Dons this year. This one hit hard into the right side, and that's going to fall for a single. A 1-out single for Jake Long, his second single on the afternoon. He's now 2 for 2, 2 singles. Jake Long seeing the ball relatively well. He entered the game with a 4-game hitting streak, and with his hit back in the bottom of the 2nd, extends it to 5. So the freshman from Lucerna coming up big for the Dons here as a freshman. Connor Deach, who is 0 for 2, but has seen the ball extremely well this afternoon. Watches the fastball in the bottom right quadrant. He had a loud out back in the bottom of the 2nd. That was caught in left center. Center fielder Namek had to go a long way for that one. Long pause, and it's a slider by Davis that Deach was a little out in front of. 0-2 the count to the catcher. And then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Connor Deach probably hit the deepest ball we've seen hit today. However, it was just not far enough for Matsukawa to be able to camp under it, near the fence over there in left field, up on the track. They peeled down to first, and they said no, he didn't. So a check swing, ball 1 for Connor Deach. 1-2 the count. As I mentioned, seeing the ball really well. Finished the season with 20 starts and hit .214 for the Dons this year. Had 1 home run and 10 RBIs to go along with 3 doubles. Sophomore from Mission Viejo High School. This one, oh, it's a 2-seamer that tails back onto the outer half, and that's strikeout number 4 of the outing for Jason Davis. Backwards K for out number 2. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Christian Altamirano, who's only seen 2 pitches on the afternoon. First pitch swinging at both of his ABs. Grounded out to short and then grounded out to 3rd. This one runs inside, an easy take for the freshman from Brea Olinda. Thought he might have a chance of getting 2nd team All-Orange Empire Conference. However, took a dip in the final 2 weeks of the year in the batting average. This one catches the upper half of the zone, a 1-1 count. Entering today's game, just a tad over 300, 305 to end the regular season. He was much higher, sitting at the 330s and 340s, halfway point when we were here against the Long Beach City Vikings. Going from 1st to 2nd now is Long. He's now going to go to 3rd as the ball scooted away from the 2nd baseman. He's in there. So score that, a wild pitch that allows Long to go to 2nd, and then on the throw, E2, that allowed him to go to 3rd. Just not enough time as that ball tailed away from the shortstop Mydroth and the second baseman. Miranda wasn't able to get there in time. Runner at third now, 2-1 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. This one hit hard, oh, but right to Mydroth. So one shortstop lines right to the other. And that's out number 3. So Jason Davis able to keep that runner stranded at third. We head to the top of the 7th. It's been a scoreless 3.5 innings. The Dons still have a 4-1 lead. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here at Dons Sneddon Field, it's the top of the 7th. And it's a new pitcher to tell you about on the mound for the Santa Ana Dons, wearing number 51. It's Joey Iglesias, sophomore right-hander. Earned second-team all-conference honors for the 2nd year in a row, although I'm sure a lot of Dons fans thought he should have been a first-team nominee. Sophomore from Madison High School over in the city, or not the city, but the area of San Diego. A few guys from that area. We mentioned Keon Sanchez from Canyon Crest High School in the San Diego County area, along with Mikey Rocha, also a native to San Diego County. Be 9-1-2 due up here in the top of the 7th for the El Camino Warriors. Jack Namick, the center fielder, leading things off. First batter to face Joey Iglesias. So Jackson Andiel's day is done, as his first pitch is in there for a strike. Finishes the afternoon going 6 strong innings, only allowed 4 hits, 1 run, which was earned. Allowed 3 walks and struck out 6 batters. This one chopped foul to the left side, and it's an 0-2 hole for the center fielder. Center fielder grounded out into an inning-ending double play back in the top of the 4th. He also drew a walk back in the top of the 2nd. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. This one, a fastball that runs above the letters, but Namick wasn't able to lay off. It's strikeout number 1 and out number 1 for Joey Iglesias. Just a power fastball upstairs. Joey Iglesias definitely brings the heat when he's here on the mound for the Dons. This is his 18th appearance for the Dons this season. That'll be the leadoff hitter, Ryan Matsukawa, who fouls this one back off into the fencing for strike number 1. Iglesias finished with a record of 4-1, ERA of 2.70. Picked up 2 saves for the Dons this season. This one hit softly into center field. Deonda's going to have to race in and makes the catch. Not an easy thing to do on those lazy line drives, however. Yeah, Deonda was able to get a good jump on it and record the out for out number 2. Iglesias pitched 44 innings on the season, gave up 36 hits, 18 runs, 13 of which were earned. issued 19 walks, and struck out 30 batters in those 44 innings. Hitters were hitting only .229 against Joey Iglesias, the sophomore. Here's the first pitch to Connor Mydroth, and this one misses wide. It's a slider. Iglesias was the man who recorded the final out for the Dons last year in the 3C2A state championship game against Saddleback College. Pretty cool video taken by our very own Marcos. Him tossing the glove up into the air, and then the rest of the team rushing the mound from the dugout to celebrate the achievement. This one hit on the ground to second base. Williams going to play it off of one hop. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the 7th. So the visiting Warriors are down to their final 6 outs. Don's looking to add some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2-3 will be due up. Thomas Williams and Carson Case, and then Jimmy De Anda. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. Let's go ahead and check on some score updates from around the 3C2A and specifically here in the Southern California region. We mentioned that Golden West and San Diego City are also playing here on this quadrant of the bracket. Golden West still has a 5-0 lead over San Diego City in the bottom of the 8th. And Santa Barbara City now extend their lead to 5-0 over Mount San Jacinto. So if things go chalk here in this quadrant, Golden West would host the Super Regionals next weekend. Santa Ana would travel to Huntington Beach as well as Santa Barbara City. And all 3 teams would be in the Super Regionals next weekend. It would be 2 games on Thursday, 1 game on Friday, and potentially 2 games if necessary on Saturday. I guess there could be 2 games potentially on Friday as well. So potentially 2 games each day, depending on how things shake up. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Other scores around the 3C2A. Riverside City has a 7-4 lead over Chaffee. Long Beach City has a 4-3 lead over Southwestern. Still Jason Davis on the mound for the El Camino Warriors. This one runs in and nearly hits Williams in the foot. It's ball 1. He drew a walk in his last AB back in the bottom of the 4th. Came around to score in the bottom of the 3rd after a leadoff single. This 2-seamer catches the outer half. It's a 1-1 count to the sophomore from Ocean View. Saddleback has a 1-0 lead over Orange Coast College. Game in the bottom of the 6th. Fullerton leads 7-2 in the bottom of the 5th over Pasadena City. This one poked out into center field, and it's another single. 2 singles on the day for Thomas Williams. And another leadoff single as he did back in the bottom of the 3rd. So a chance for the Dons maybe to tack on some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 7th as they lead 4-1. Cypress has a 4-2 lead over number 4 seed LA Valley. That one could be trouble for the Monarchs. Mount SAC has a 2-1 lead over Allen Hancock. That game in the top of the 8th. Carson Case showing bunt, gets it down the right side. Jason Davis going to step on the bag himself, so score that one unassisted. Don't see that too often. However, because it was down the right line over there on the first base side. Easy for the pitcher to just tap the bag for 1. So sack bunt that doesn't go against the batting average against Carson Case. Does a job there and moves the runner over to second. 1 out. And just who you want up, Jimmy De Anda. Breaking ball that De Anda couldn't make contact on. Good spot for Jason Davis, who's still very efficient here late in the game. That pitch right there was number 90 on the afternoon. Yeah, thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Potentially 2 games tomorrow. First game will start at 11 a.m. This one, fanned at and miss. It's an 0-2 count for Jimmy De Anda. Still looking for his first hit. He was hit by a pitch back in the bottom of the 3rd and came around to score. However, flew out to left and then grounded out to 3rd. De Anda was the everyday left fielder last year as a freshman for the Dons. Runner on second, 1 out. This one misses in the dirt. Taken off to 3rd is Thomas Williams, so score that a wild pitch And now there's runner 90 feet away. So even a ball hit deep into the outfield will get a RBI for the Anda. He has 41 on the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield going to play in now. All on the edge of the grass. With Elko facing this 3-run deficit, trying to keep it at 3 runs. Here's the 1-2, a check swing. They appeal down to first. No, he did not. As the Anda now has a 2-2 count. Was named first team All-Orange Empire Conference as an outfielder. Thought he had a chance to get co-MVP honors with Tanner Schmidt. However, the voters decided to go with the outfielder from Golden West College. This one, a check swing. Squeezes out. No, I think he foul tipped that one. And so we'll do it again, 2-2. Foul tipped out of the glove of Eric Perez. It's Perez behind the plate. Bonham at third. Mydroth at short. Miranda at second. And Rupogel at first. Breaking ball that the Anda can't handle. Just a bit outside the zone, but it's a big strikeout for Jason Davis. Out number 2. And so now with 2 routes and a runner on third, it'll bring up the first baseman, Mikey Rocha, wearing number 7, heading from the right side. Had a 2 RBI single back in the bottom of the third. First pitch misses for ball 1. Rocha finished the season with 34 RBIs, but after the 2 RBI single, now has 36 on the season. Also has 3 home runs. This one hit high into the air, not very far, as the right fielder Hammond's going to come in. I couldn't see the ball. Looked like he lost it in the sun. Rocha's not going to round first and head to 2. And so you ruled that a double because the outfielder didn't. Well, I guess they are going to rule it an error. Usually if the outfielder doesn't touch the ball, can't be ruled an error. Just lost it in the sun. And now it looks like the head coach for El Camino College, Grant Palmer, will be taking the stroll over to first to let Jason Davis know his day is done. So E9 is a 2-base error on the right fielder, Matt Hammond. Scoring on the error is Thomas Williams. It's now a 5-1 game in favor of Santa Ana College. There is some activity warming up over there on the third base bullpen. Palmer brought the whole infield in, and now they're going to break off, so they're going to leave Jason Davis in. El Camino College has a few good arms out of their bullpen. Relied a lot on Jake Stolnak. Also making a lot of appearances and earning first-team all-conference honors was Aaron Regat. So we'll see who they elect to bring out as they trail 5-1. Again, they'll be the home team for game number 1 tomorrow. That game starts at 11 a.m. Big swing and a miss by Matthew Dobson. He was trying to think parking lot over the left field wall on that swing. 0-1 the count. Runner on second, 2 outs. Misses high and away. 1-1 the count. Dobson 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Does have a sac fly RBI that came in the bottom of the third. This one in the dirt. So staying put at second is Mikey Rocha. Good job there by Perez to work behind the plate. Keep that one in front of him. Next pitch will be number 99 for Jason Davis. On deck is Keon Sanchez if the Dons are able to extend the inning. This one, a big swing and a miss. Looked like an off-speed pitch that had some tail on it too. Good change up there. Dobson, a sophomore from Capistrano Valley High School. also known as Capo Valley, down the street from Saddleback College, elected to come here instead of Saddleback. This one's hit over to the left side. Bonham is going to have to wait patiently on it. It's ruled safe over there at first. First base umpire Stuart Kohler marks Dobson safe. It was a soft chopper over there to third. So Bonham had to wait patiently. Palmer's now going to take time and wants to talk to Kohler, I believe. Some of the Warriors defense was in disbelief. Again, here at this level, unfortunately, there is no instant replay. There is no challenges. The umpires could talk things over, and if another umpire or two of the three umpires agree or disagree with the call made on the field, sometimes you do see it overturned. A lot of times you just hear a discussion being had. Or you don't hear, but you watch a discussion being had between Grant Palmer and Stuart Kohler. It was a bang-bang play over at first. I thought Bonham's throw was going to be in time. Dobson was really hustling down the line on that one. So no change on the call made. It's an infield single for Matthew Dobson. He now has his second single on the afternoon. And Jason Davis is over the century mark. Next pitch will be 101 for the sophomore from Culver City High School. Rocha at second, Dobson at first, and it's Keon Sanchez who watches the first pitch strike in there. Sanchez looking for his first hit of the afternoon. 0 for 3. This one, slider that breaks away from Perez, and he has to make a nice slide on his knees to prevent that one from going to the backstop. Sanchez actually 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch back in the bottom of the second. And got all the way to third, however, was stranded at third. This one hit on the ground to short. Mydroth's going to have to play this on 2 hops. Makes a throw. It's high throw, but getting back on the bag is Rupolgel, and he comes up a little gingerly after that one. A very athletic play over there at first. However, Rupolgel had to pay the price. Maybe rolled his ankle on the way down. Nonetheless, it's ruled 6-3 here in the scorebooks. We head to the bottom, now top of the 8th. Joey Iglesias still on the mound for the Santa Ana Dons. Again, thanks for tuning into Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. 3-4-5 due up for the El Camino Warriors when we come back.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here at Don Sneddon Field. Again, thanks for tuning in to Playoff Baseball, wherever you may be tuning in from. I'm Noah Alvarez, and we've had a treat for you thus far. Dons have a 5-1 lead. They pushed across an unearned run in the bottom of the 7th to extend their lead to 4 runs. The scoring got started back in the bottom of the 2nd for Santa Ana College. It was Matthew Dobson who led off with a single. Keon Sanchez was then hit by a pitch. Jake Long was able to shoot an RBI single up the middle. That scored Matthew Dobson from 2nd, and so the Dons jumped out to the 1-0 lead. Then they pushed across 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. It was thanks to a Thomas Williams leadoff single, followed by a Carson Case double. Jimmy Leonda was hit by a pitch. Mikey Rocha had a 2 RBI single, and Matthew Dobson had a sac fly RBI that got the 3rd and final run across. And then you saw the Dons score once again in the bottom of the 7th, and that's how we have the 5-1 lead here at Don Sneddon Field. First pitch to the number 3 hitter, Lucas Bonham, the 3rd baseman, fouled back off into the fence. 0-1 the count. Joey Iglesias still on the mound, pitching from the first base side. Slider misses outside. 1-1 the count. Bonham has reached twice, but still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Reached via an error as this one's fouled off. Maybe in play. Nope. Clinks off the fence and into the first base dugout. 1-2 the count. Bonham reached on an error by Matthew Dobson in the first inning and then was hit by a pitch back in the top of the fifth. On the season, was second on the team, hitting .333. Started 37 games for the Warriors in the regular season. Here's the 1-2. This one also fouled off out of play over the fencing here. And into the street behind Don Sneddon Field. See a lot of power fastballs as Joey Iglesias can ramp up on the MPH, miles per hour. Bottom with the slightly open stance. Here's the 1-2. Ooh. If Deach is able to squeeze that, maybe there's a chance of it being called strike 3. Nonetheless, it's a 2-2 count. On deck is the second baseman, Christian Miranda, and in the hole, first baseman, Joey Repogel. Here's the 2-2. This one hit high into the air, but it's not going to leave the infield. Williams going to call off Altamirano. Shields his eyes from the sun, and that's out number 1. Warriors down to their final 5 outs. They trail 5-1. Again, the Warriors, the number 19 seed. The Dons, the number 6 seed. Here in the first round of the Southern California Regionals. Dons coming off a state championship. The reigning state champions. A lot of teams, or excuse me, a lot of players returning on this team, especially in the pitching staff. We saw 2 of them today. Joey Iglesias now in relief, and Jackson and Deal, who was on the mound. We'll see who the Dons decide to start with in game number 2 of this series that starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. here at Don Sneddon Field. The Warriors will be the home team. 2-0 the count to Christian Miranda. Had a single in his first AB, however. Follow that off with a ground out and a strikeout. This one does catch the outer half. It's a 2-1 count to the second baseman. Miranda batting in the cleanup spot. Hit .247 on the season. This one, pitch above the letters, but he got Miranda to chase. It's a 2-2 count now. Leanda, the center fielder, now going to take about 4 steps over towards left center. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 out. This one a check swing, and oof. If it missed, it didn't miss by much. It's ruled ball 3. Joey Iglesias comes set. Here's the 3-2 from the righty. This one catches the outer half. It's strike 3 looking. Christian Miranda down on strikes for the second time. And Iglesias records the second out here in the top of the 8th. Joey Repogel now the first baseman, stepping into the batter's box. Glad to see he's okay and taking his AB. Breaking ball for his first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. He had a leadoff single back in his last AB, hit by a pitch back in the top of the 4th, and drew a walk. So has reached safely all 3 times today. 0-2 the count though, and he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Repogel in the final out of the bottom of the 7th inning had to leap high at first base and then came down a little awkward on his foot, I believe. Maybe sprained his ankle and he had to sort of limp off the field. apparently healthy enough. Sometimes those ankles kind of deceiving. You roll an ankle, sometimes you're okay right away. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. Sometimes it takes a few days. Here's the 1-2 count from Joey Iglesias. This one runs in and hits Repogel. So the second time he's hit by a pitch, and he reaches safe firstly with 2 outs. That'll extend the inning. That'll bring up the right fielder, Matt Hammond. Hammond, who's had to see a left-handed pitcher all afternoon, now gets to see a righty. Finished the season hitting .282. Was second on the team with 4 home runs and second with 27 RBIs. So a pretty dangerous hitter, hitting from the left side of the plate. Top of the 8th inning here. Dons lead 5-1. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel in conjunction with SportsNetUSA.net. 1-0 the count to the right fielder. This one, a check swing, and Hammond did go around, so that's strike number 1. The lefty is a freshman from Redondo Union High School. Started in 33 games for the El Camino Warriors. This one swung on and missed. Had a little tail action on it as well. 1-2 the count. Joey has that traditional 4-seamer that he can really ramp up on, but he also has the 2-seamer that runs away to the lefties or runs into the righties. Here's the 1-2, about in the same spot, but Hammond learned from the previous pitch to lay off of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, 2 outs. Wind blowing out to center, but not very strong today. Here's the 2-2. This one catches the bottom half. Another strikeout looking for Joey Iglesias here to end the inning. So the Warriors do get a runner on with 2 outs, but he's stranded at first after Iglesias sits down Hammond looking. Warriors are down to their final 3 outs. We turn it over to the bottom of the 8th. Chance for the Dons to maybe pick up 1 or 2 more insurance runs. Due up in this half of the inning. 7, 8, 9. We'll see Jake Long, Connor Deach, and Christian Altamirano when we come back.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Back here at Don Sneddon Field. Again, thanks for tuning in to this first round of the 3C2A Southern California Regional Playoff. The Dons earned the number 6 seed after finishing 28, 11, and 1 in the regular season. Finished tied for second in the Orange Empire Conference, while the El Camino Warriors finished 21 and 19. Finished 12 and 12 in the South Coast Conference. They earned the number 19 seed. They'll be the home team in the first game tomorrow. However, if the Dons win that game, there's no need for a game number 3. So it's a best-of-3 series, first to win 2 games. Dons took care of the College of the Desert Roadrunners last year in just 2 games. Hoping to do the same here. 7, 8, 9 due up here in the bottom of the 8th, the last chance for the Dons. This one hit over the right field wall. No, off the wall, excuse me. Jake Long going to race around first. Hammond has to play this one off the wall. That one looked really good off the bat. My goodness. think everyone in the stands behind me, too, thought that one was going to be a home run, but it's a leadoff double for Jake Long. Good to see the freshman from Lucerna. New pitcher to tell you about, Colin McNeil, whose first pitch went almost for a home run. Wearing number 22, making his 12th appearance on the season for the Warriors. Connor Deach, who's seen the ball really well, is going to show bunt, pulls it back as this one misses down in the dirt. It's a 1-0 count to the catcher. He's 0 for 3, but 2 of those ABs, he sent some really deep fly balls into the outfield, one into left center, and the other one was an impressive catch up against the left field fence by Ryan Matsukawa. This is a breaking ball that Deach tried to keep fair, however, pulls it down the left side. 1-1 the count. McNeil finished the season with an ERA of 4.30. Finished with a record of 2-1. Pitched 15 innings. Gave up 12 hits, 10 runs, 7 of which were earned. Struck out 10 batters as this one hits Deach. That one hit Deach. It was a breaking ball. I don't think it hit the bat. I think it hit Connor Deach's arm. Deach is not selling it like he got hit. If it hit the bat or Connor Deach, the runner will have to go back to second. I think that's what Grant Palmer is confused by, the head coach for El Camino College. Palmer was a standout player for El Segundo High School. Did spend 1 season at El Camino College before going to play at the University of California, Irvine, UCI. So he's going to talk with the rest of the umpires. Home plate umpire Stephen Wanamaker. From our angle here, it looked like it caught Connor Deach in the arm. And if that's the case, Connor Deach would go to first. Long would have to race back over to second. If it hit the bat, well, then it's a foul ball, ruled a strike. Jake Long would still have to go back to second. But if it was just a straight-up miss by the catcher Perez and a miss of the bat by Deach, then it is a wild pitch. I don't think that was the case, but the umpires are going to talk about it, discuss things over. 2-1 count to Connor Deach. We'll await the call. Let's go ahead and get you some scores from around the 3C2A. Let's finish introducing Colin McNeil, excuse me. He has walked 19 batters in 15 innings of work, struck out 10, and batters are hitting .255 against him. He's a 6-foot freshman from Venice High School. So no call overturned. They're going to rule that a wild pitch. It didn't hit Deach or the bat. I'll take the tacos. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. Boil and asada? Yeah, 2-2. Here's the 2-1 from McNeil. It's a breaking ball that misses up. 3-1 the count now to Connor Deach. Breaking ball that misses down and away. An easy take for Connor Deach, and he works a walk. So now there's runners on first and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Colin McNeil, probably the 3rd or 4th best option out of the pen for El Camino College. Hoping to save some of their better arms, maybe in a must-win game. And a must-win game number 2 tomorrow. That game will first pitch scheduled at 11 a.m. First pitch to Christian Altamirano. Misses in the dirt. Perez keeps it in front. So runner will stay put at first. 1-0 the count to the shortstop. We have a score update from LA Valley. They now lead 5-4 over Cypress College. They were trailing 4-0 earlier in that game. Fullerton is pulling away. 8-2 lead over Pasadena City College. First pitch breaking ball. Ooh, a second pitch breaking ball, excuse me. It's now a 1-1 count. Christian Altamirano didn't like the strike call there by Stephen Wanamaker. Long Beach has a 5-3 lead over Southwestern College. The game in the bottom of the 7th. Saddleback still hanging on to that 1-0 lead over Orange Coast. This one's hit into left center field. Coming in as a center fielder. Not going to be able to make the catch. And scoring from third base is Jake Long. So it's an RBI single for the number 9 hitter, Christian Altamirano. He gets his first hit of the afternoon. Deach moves over to second. And the Dons get their 6th run of the afternoon. Again, the thinking behind using Colin McNeil instead of Stolnak or somebody like Aaron Regat. You save your better arms for a must-win game tomorrow. First game tomorrow will begin at 11 a.m. This first pitch is in the dirt. Tough spot for the freshman. You hear some activity in the El Camino College bullpen. Thomas Williams still hitting from the left side with a righty on the mound. 1-0 the count to the second baseman. Deach at second, Altamirano at first. This one hit right to the shortstop. Mydroth going to throw over to first, but not going to be in time as Altamirano slides head first and is back in there safely. So good contact there by Williams. Was looking for hit number 3 of the afternoon. However, he's retired. Out number 1. Still 2 more outs for Colin McNeil to get. It's a very dangerous hitter here in Carson Case. McNeil did pitch in the regular season game against the Dons earlier this season. He pitched the final 9th inning. Retired the side after walking 1 batter. This one in the dirt. Deach thought about going to third, however. Good block there by Perez. Keeps it in front, and Deach retreats back to second. Ball 1. 1-0 the count to Carson Case. Laid down a sacrifice bunt. Has a double. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Got a sacrifice bunt. Moved Thomas Williams into scoring position in the last inning, and he was able to come around and score. This one misses in the dirt as well. 2-0 the count. The count. Colin McNeil, the reliever. First reliever we've seen for El Camino College. Here to work the bottom of the 8th. This one, a breaking ball that catches the outer half. A 2-1 count now to Carson Case. Left-handed hitting a right fielder. Throws from the right side. Sophomore from Foothill High School. Deach at second, Altamirano at first. On deck is Jimmy Leanda. This one an off-speed pitch that catches the outer half for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jason Davis's day is done after 7 innings. He gave up 9 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned. Walked 2 batters and struck out 3 through 106 total pitches. Really had to battle through a few times in his outing today. This one misses outside, an easy take for Carson Case, and now it runs the count full. Chance we could see the runners in motion with 1 out. You send them if you trust Carson Case to make contact or lay off a pitch out of the zone. We saw them send Thomas Williams earlier in the game, and there was a strike him out, throw him out back in the bottom of the 4th. This one fans at and miss. A strikeout for out number 2. So Colin McNeil dials a changeup there in a big spot. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jimmy Leanda. Leanda still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch back in the bottom of the 3rd and came around to score. Breaking ball, front door breaking ball, and a nice spot there for Colin McNeil. 0-1 the count. Deonda was named first team All-Orange Empire Conference this week, along with 4 other Dons. Jackson Andeal, Thomas Williams. Ooh, another first pitch breaking ball. Starts it high. It catches the top half of the zone. That one caught a lot of the plate. I'm sure Jimmy Leonda's kicking himself for taking that one. Breaking ball once again. This one's hit on the ground. Takes a candy hop for the shortstop. And a nice pick over there at first by Rupogel. And that's out number 3. So Mydroth's able to fire on to first for the 3rd and final out. Dons have a 6-1 lead heading into the top of the 9th. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. It'll be 7-8-9 due up. Eric Perez, Angel Gonzalez, and Jack Namick barring any substitutions. And, of course, we're going to still see Joey Iglesias on the mound for your Santa Ana Dons when we come back.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
So Eric Perez will lead things off for the Warriors. They trail 6-1 here in the top of the 9th, their final 3 outs. The man in charge of getting those final 3 outs is Joey Iglesias, the sophomore, who's already worked 2 clean innings. He has 3 strikeouts in those 2 innings of work. He has only allowed 1 base runner. That came via the hit by pitch back in the top of the 8th when he hit Joey Rupogel. Iglesias won't get credited with the save because of the score. It's now a 5-run lead for the Dons. However, he came in with a 3-run lead. He did have 2 saves and led the team with 2 saves on the season. The only other pitchers to pick up saves was Jack Meek and Haas Fragoso. Jack Meek was a starter for much of the season, but in that final series against Fullerton College, Tom Nils went with a different lineup. Started Haas Fragoso game 1. Brady Schrank and Jack Meek, both regular starters, came in relief that game. And Jack Meek picked up the save. This one misses the zone for ball 1 to Eric Perez. Had a single back in the top of the 4th with 2 strikeouts around that AB. This one squirts away from Deach. It's now a 2-0 count. The Warriors also had 5 players earn all-conference honors. 2 of them being at the top of the lineup in Connor Mydroth and Lucas Bonham. The other 3 being pitchers. We didn't see the Warriors ace today. It was AJ Heastan. He also was awarded 2nd team All-South Coast Conference. I'm assuming we'll see him in game number 2 of the series. That game will start at 11 a.m. This one is in there for a strike. It's a now 2-2 count to the catcher, Eric Perez. The defense for the Dons still remains the same. Deach behind the plate, Dobson at 3rd, Altamirano at short, Williams at 2nd, and Rocha at 1st. Here's the 2-2 from Iglesias. This one's hit high into the air. Who's going to call it off? It's Thomas Williams. And that's out number 1. It was hit right to the left of the mound. Would have been an easy play for Iglesias, but typically you don't see a pitcher make a pop-up or a catch on a pop-up like that. And that'll bring up the DH, who's hitting in the 8th spot today, Angel Ramirez. It's been a rough day for him at the plate. 2 groundouts along with a strikeout. This one on the outer half. Good zip on that one. It's a 0-1 count to Angel Gonzalez. Started 20 games for the Warriors this season. Checks his swing. They appeal down. Oh, no. The home plate umpire says he did go around. 0-2 the count. Some filthy stuff we're seeing here by C.J. Brown, or excuse me, Joey Iglesias. Foul tipped to the backstop, and we'll do it again, 0-2. On deck is Jack Namick. Barring any pinch hit scenarios. Warriors down to their final 2 outs here in game number 1 of this 3-game series. In a best-of-3 series. This one runs up and away. It's a 1-2 count now to the DH. It'll be interesting to see who starts game number 2 for the Dons. You can go with the likes of Jack Meek or Brady Schrank, who both started over 10 games for the Dons this season. This one above the letters, and Angel Ramirez chases as that's out number 2. Warriors down to their final out as Joey Iglesias making quick work of the bottom half of the order of the Warriors. Dons could also start Haas Fregoso, who started a game this year. C.J. Brown also has 1 start under his belt on this season. So some options for head coach Tom Nils. This one catches the inner half, and it's a 0-1 count to Jack Namick. Again, tomorrow's action will start at 11 a.m. Potentially 2 games, but if the Dons hang on for this win here and win first game tomorrow, they will send El Camino College home and end their season. And the Dons would advance to the Super Regionals next weekend. Unfortunately, in order for them to host this year, they would have to have Golden West lose their series against San Diego City College. 2-1 the count. We have a final from Golden West as they defeated San Diego City 6-0. So they're up 1-0 in that series. San Diego City would have to win both games tomorrow in order for Santa Ana College to have a chance at hosting. A 3-1 count as this one sails out of the zone. In the outfield, it's Jake Long, Deanda in center, and right field manned by Carson Case. This one in that bottom inside quadrant, and now Namick down to his final strike. Let's see what Iglesias does here to record the final and 3rd out of the inning. Dons lead 6-1. Here's the 3-2. This one chased and missed there by Namick. And so the Dons take game 1 of this best-of-3 series. The final score in this one, 6-1. Again, tomorrow, if you can't make it to Don Sneddon Field, you can tune into this game here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel or on sportsnetusa.net, which will redirect you to the YouTube channel. Again, for everyone who helped with the broadcast, Mary, Cammie, Sal, and Maya, I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for games number 2 and potentially game number 3 of the series.